Hello and welcome to the Nick and Friends podcast, where Nick only has one friend, and it's me.
My one and only, the Nick and Only Friend podcast. I feel like we got to restart again. I feel like I was not prepared mentally.
You're never prepared mentally. That's why today we have a spinning wheel for our topics. But I did want Nick write these down. And he switches between printing and handwriting, like calligraphy. And I thought it was so weird. Like, he wrote out, you're not going to see it, but he wrote out mile and high, like, printing, and then his Vegas is all, like, swirly and calligraphy.
This is literally my style of writing. That is my writing. It just is.
But also, why is that one not swirly, but that one is? It's the same word.
It is still.
No, like,
also,
these
I
are
was
all
writing
connected.
Sideways. That is the style. If you look at any of my writing, it literally looks the same throughout the whole thing. It's just a mix of, like, some letters are connected and some are not.
It's so random, though. Like, there's no purpose to it.
I don't know how to handwrite, and I don't know how to read it either.
Well, you do, apparently.
No, that doesn't count, because it's only partial. Okay, what are we starting with?
Spin your wheel.
We're spinning the reel for a topic?
Yep.
Sound creations. I feel like this is where I was going to start with without the wheel, so this is a good...
Look at the wheel, it knew.
Okay, we're going to do the old TikTok trend of pick an item, and the other person has to recreate that sound.
Is it only me recreating sound since you picked all the items?
No, we can put the things in a communal spot, I guess. Okay, pile of things. I'll go first.
I'm not ready.
Okay, your turn.
That was not good. That was pretty good.
Okay. Wait, I'm going for this again.
Again?
Oh, that didn't work. I thought the lid was gonna pop off.
No. I meant to do like a and then
He sounded like a horse. What the fuck was that?
that's not what I wanted, but it's just where my brain went.
Cassidy, that wasn't even close.
It was supposed to be a
You just snorted like a horse. That was not good. Okay.
I couldn't help it. It just came out of me. Oh, my cheeks hurt.
Oh my gosh. That
Okay.
wasn't even remotely close. Do it in the mic, yeah.
Not as bad as mine, but I don't think that was good.
Wait, I gotta get it in the mic.
Sounds like I'm not gonna say what that sounds like.
Sounds like what? Cheeks clapping? That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. I feel like all of mine sound the same.
I like that you keep stealing away all the things. I just keep putting them back in the pile. I feel like that's just an easy.
I feel like that's not what that sounded like.
No? Okay, that's a good one. I can't make that noise.
Was that good or was that bad?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Someone give me a rating on that.
Yes. Okay,
I don't know.
spin the wheel.
That was an aggressive smack.
That was so aggressive.
Hide a paperclip. Okay, if you had to hide a paperclip in your house from the FBI, they have 2 hours to look for it. If they don't find it, you win $1 million. Where are you hiding the paperclip?
Am I allowed to hide it in a room full of paper clips?
A single paperclip against. I feel like you can, but it's got to be a different color or something. How the hell would they?
See, that was a good hiding
But
spot.
I feel
Like just like a whole room, like I don't know, 30,000 paper clips, and they have to look for one paper clip.
But I feel like they could just keep going. Like, is it this one? Is it this one?
Yeah, you have to have
Do you
enough
think they
paper
would get
clips.
through it in 2 hours?
Hopefully not.
I feel like it's going to be a different size. It's like a needle in a haystack, which would be a good plan.
Also, probably just my closet.
You just hide it in your closet of clothes.
Yeah, there's a lot of clothes on that floor and around. It would be a lot. It's pretty much a needle in a haystack.
I think they'd have a metal detector. I think the idea of metal is a good.
Okay, well, that was my genius option.
I feel
but...
like that's a good option because like they could metal detect it. Do you think a metal detector would pick up the paperclip if you put the paperclip in your body, aka in your butthole?
Can I just use a paper clip, like a plastic one, not a paper one, a plastic one? They're not all metal.
Plastic
Yeah,
paperclips?
I don't think they're all metal.
I don't think that's real.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Plastic paperclips? I don't know if that's possible.
Well, I
Do
am
you
now
think a
for
metal
this
detector
challenge.
would work on your body
Yes,
if you have metal inside of you?
maybe. Well, no, but
Like,
there's
I put
like,
the paperclip in my ass.
but there's like,
And do you think they would inspect my ass for the paperclip?
but like, isn't there like medical things, like equipment that can detect it if it's in you? Like not a regular, just like a it's
don't
gonna
know,
detect
like,
it that you buy off eBay, but like
An X-ray machine or something, I feel like.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's not like metal detecting. That just like takes a picture of you.
yeah, but they could find it. What is the one that you have to be really still in?
X-ray.
No, it's not an X-ray. More intense.
MRI.
Maybe that's it. Of your
I
brain.
feel like that's the same thing.
Where's your answer?
I didn't get that far.
Off the top of your
Honestly,
brain? I guess you just said you'd put it in your butt
I
cheeks.
think I'd probably like swallow it or something, like, actually. Or I would freeze it in water, like in an ice cube, like a giant thing of ice cubes, so that like they wouldn't be able to get to the center of the ice cube in time, even if they thought it was in there. I would
hair dryers
freeze,
on it.
like millions and millions of ice cubes, so they have to open them all.
Okay, like they have to get, like they can't just find it. They have to like get it.
They have to return the paperclip back to me.
Okay.
I don't know where else I would hide it. Maybe like
I feel like we got very imaginative with this.
I was gonna say something absolutely crazy. Yeah, maybe we should move on. I don't know if I got any more on this.
Well, that's why we have the wheel. You should have wrote more on the wheel.
I feel like we're just speed running topics today.
Oh, we already did this one.
You wanted to spin?
I
Sorry.
wanted to spin.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
The
this is going to
Olympics-
be a real speed
This
run.
will be a quick one too. Olympics started today. They'll probably be over by the time this episode drops. Maybe. I don't even know how long the Olympics are. That's how much I pay attention to them. What's got to be your favorite Olympic sport?
I think it's hard because like I don't really watch the Summer Olympics. Like I don't watch the Olympics, but the Winter Olympics I'm more likely to like leave on in the background while I'm reading or something. But probably like figure skating. I think the figure skating is really cool. It's really impressive.
Figure skating?
Yeah.
That just clicked in my brain that you just said figure skating.
You know how intense that is?
Figure skating.
You try and figure skate.
I'm sure it's difficult, but you can't tell me, like...
It's also cool to watch. Like...
Yesterday we were ranking sports on stream, and we were ranking them based on vibes. And I feel like figure skating vibes are not high.
I love figure skating watching.
And also, I just feel like it's not interesting. Like, it's like... You're just skating around. You're doing twirls. I'll give you, like, that's impressive. But, like, I just feel like... Sure, I might watch for 5 minutes, but, like, it's not...
You just want to watch a
drawing me in.
man throw a puck around that you can't even
A,
see the puck.
You don't throw pucks. B, I wouldn't even pick hockey. I don't know what I would pick, but I would pick, like...
Second is the luge.
The luge? Isn't that like the toilet in the UK?
No, it's like...
The luge? Isn't that what they call it?
I don't know how to explain them.
Like the bobsled where they're in the thing and they like...
Yeah, it's like essentially that.
That one's intense. You could die. You're risking your life. Figure skating, you're just skating around. I think snowboarding is cool, like doing all the tricks on the like
this
rails
thing.
and stuff. Oh, that one. I was thinking the bobsled. That one looks even more. People actually die doing that one.
It's
Because they
intense.
fly out of the track.
I don't think people dying has to be part of me to watch it. Like,
Vibes are high when people and death is on the line.
I'm more inclined on like your skill.
But let's be honest, there can't be that much skill in that.
That's why I like figure skating. I think there's a lot of skill
I
in
feel like
figure
the
skating.
skill
There's
would be
stamina.
much
there's...
higher than laying on that board and going down an ice tunnel.
I'm sure that that's true, but that's why figure skating's ranked above it.
Like the freestyle, like skiing and snowboarding, I feel like it's got to be probably my pick, or like it's got to be one of the hardest. Your aerial
You told me
maneuvering.
there was nothing in this ranking about hardest. Like, why do you just change what we're ranking constantly?
We didn't pick a metric.
Yeah, but now
We
you're
said
like,
vibes.
it's the hardest. So
We said pick it on vibes.
yeah, and you're changing it on us.
Okay, well, vibes and skill level. It's just a communal pick. Summer
Like, you
game.
asked me what I like to watch. I told you what I like to watch, not that I thought was the hardest or the most challenging or the most death worthy.
I just feel like that would the best to watch. I just feel like figure skating is like I'd put it on to go to sleep.
I watch So You Think You Can Dance. Like, I watch all the dancing shows.
Crazy.
Like, it's so fun to see like these like really extreme like performances, like the choreography that goes into them, the like lifts, the fucking twirls they're doing. Like, they're more impressive skaters than a lot of hockey skaters.
Yeah, a lot of hockey players take figure skating lessons
because
to be
it's
better skaters.
so intense.
I'm pretty sure George Locke, that guy, played for Edmonton's team and he took figure skating lessons.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing to watch. Maybe you need to watch it more.
Summer game.
I don't know what a summer game. Like, what even is?
Did you see
Swimming?
the kayak relay race thing that Destiny sent us? That looks
No, I didn't look at it.
intense. You're in a kayak, and it's essentially full contact kayaking
Full contact beer pong?
through like an obstacle course. So there's like, you know, when you're like running through like one of those like Let's Play or like one of those like jungle gym things that like kids play, and there's like those big rubber things like floating around, like they're hanging dildos from the roof and they like smoke you.
Yeah.
There's those while they're kayaking through
That's
a river,
cool.
just, like trying to like knock you out, and you have to like do donuts around them and like fight the other people off. And somewhere in your race, it doesn't matter when, you have to do a barrel roll.
That's cool.
You
Okay.
have to do a full 360 barrel roll.
That's probably
under the water.
I'm down to watch that one. Like, that's pretty cool.
Intense. That was like one of the first games apparently. That
I just like
savage.
I don't care about like hurdles or things like that. It's like, it's so cool. These people are so much skill. Like, I could never sit here and podcast, but like those don't entertain me as much. But I get like runners. Like, there's a booktuber I watch who runs, and she's always posting about like all the professional athlete runners. Like, and she thinks it's so cool to watch that. But like for me, like that gives me no like excitement to just see them sprint across the line.
I think the 100-meter like dash is cool because you can see like the fastest person in the world, but like long distance like marathon running, I feel like I don't want to watch someone like run in a circle, or like cycling.
Yeah, it's
watch someone bike for like hours.
Even like I can't imagine doing it. Like, my uncle did an Ironman and we watched it and I was so bored. I was like, props to him, like so impressive, and we were all there and we stayed all day, but all I could think about was like, I'm just watching these people run by, swim by, cycle by, hoping that it's gonna be him for his 2-second wave at me.
Canada's not a summer sport place for either viewing or participating.
I don't watch enough of the summer sports though to like I didn't even know that kayak one was really a thing, versus I do think we watch more of the winter sports to know like
the kayaking one is intense. That one actually probably looked like the craziest sport in the whole thing. But they got like horse riding and jumping and shit, and it's I don't know, I feel like
like horse riding.
No, stop it. You gonna watch someone ride a horse around?
I didn't really say that. I just said I liked horse riding.
Okay, well that's valid. I don't know. I feel like
a 1-horse trope.
The summer games are.
I think I'd have to watch more to decide.
Did you see that like all the swimmers are gonna swim in the like river?
Yes, and I saw that the mayor has to swim in it to make sure like to say, and I just think about the movie we watched.
Well, it was a big thing because Oh, you're thinking of like sharks being in it and eating all the contestants?
Yeah, I just thought like how like ironic that movie just came out and then
He was, yeah.
we watched
Apparently,
Under
go ahead.
Paris. For anyone, it's like a shark movie about the shark getting into the like under
The
tunnel.
Seine.
Yeah, the Seine, in Paris, and there's like swimmers coming into it, and the swimmers all get eaten by sharks.
And there's like active landmines in there still, like to this day. That was in the movie, but that's like a real thing. There's active mines from like the World Wars in there, and they're just letting people swim in there. But that was part of it, and also people on TikTok were like talking about how like polluted the water is from like actual human crap and like garbage and like piss and everything, and like they're like, there's no way anyone should be swimming in that. So then the mayor's like, oh, it's fine, I'm gonna go swim in it to prove you wrong.
I saw a TikTok thing of people organizing.
Yeah, where they're all gonna shit in the river the day she was swimming in it.
Stop swearing.
That's not a swear, but I need to stop.
Yeah. And I was like, people are extreme. Like what? Like, I don't think pooping in the thing the day that she's swimming is much of a valid protest. At least do it up until she's swimming or something. Like, too late then.
It is a form of protesting, like to get people. I mean, look, it blew up on TikTok because of it.
It did.
Gave some notoriety. Notoriety, is that the right word? I don't think so. Isn't notoriety like recognition?
Yeah.
So kind of. Other than that, Canada will probably get like 2 medals. I'm just don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
You don't even watch enough to know anything.
I think Canada does like okay, but I don't think they get a lot of medals in the summer games.
I don't know. I saw Nina Dobrev was there. That's all.
So Oprah was there?
Nina Dobrev.
Oh, I said Oprah. Snoop Dogg was there.
She's dating Shaun White, so it makes sense.
I don't know who this is. I know who Shaun White is, but I don't know who.
Vampire Diaries. Elena.
Oh, shout out Elena.
Are we done? Should we spin the wheel again?
Sure.
This is a speed running
episode.
Like
Are you spinning? Spin it this time because you yelled at me.
Well,
I'm holding it. Relax.
Not real.
Okay. Do you ever feel... I already know your answer, but...
Why are you asking me this then? You just want me to fake it for the fans?
Do you ever have moments of feeling not real? Like the world does not... Like you're the only thing that exists. Not in like a self-centered way, but like...
I'm just the only thing that matters in the world?
Not that way, but like you have like the realization of... It's like a mix of having the realization of like other things exist in the world and like other things are going on in the world and like everything else not feeling like it's actually happening in the world.
No. You already knew this. I don't know why you asked me, but my brain is not like this. I think this is like an anxiety, like...
I don't know if it's an anxiety thing. I think it's a real thing. There's a real word for it. I can't remember.
Like,
look up the word while I ramble about this.
Okay, I don't know what I'm even supposed to be.
Just Google like phobia of not feeling real. But it's like a real thing of people not feeling like present or like I've told you this before too. I get the feeling sometimes that I'll be out doing something with like you or someone, and all of a sudden I'll get this feeling of like I just trusted Cassidy with my life one day. Like I don't even know this person. Like, and that's not weird.
Known each other for like 15 years.
We've known each other for a long time, but it's like
I know.
Like who is this person? Like actually, like this could, like you could not, like tomorrow you could be someone completely different. This last like 6 years could just have been like fake. Like you could be an entirely, like I don't actually know who you are.
I feel like it's just like overthinking. Like, why are you thinking that hard into who I... Like, I've given you who I am.
It's not even like I'm thinking into it. It's just like... It just happens. It's not like I'm like intentionally thinking of like...
It's called derealization, by the way.
I feel like there's another word too, but
is the feeling as though the reality around you is altered. It's a common symptom of severe anxiety, especially when within specific anxiety disorders.
Okay, now Google the realization of realizing other people have lives. That's another one that I have all the time. You have like the realization of like other people
that I experience life not around you.
essentially. Like I obviously realize that people do, but do you ever like sit down and think like my mom right now, even though she's not home, she's like on the other side of the country or in another town, is having a full on like life of doing something else. Like she's feeling emotions, she's cooking, maybe she's swimming, who knows what she's doing, but she's having like a full on life and hardships and happinesses at the same time your life is going on.
That's how life works.
I understand that's how it works, but it's just like I don't know if confusing is the right word, but
you just think you're the only person who experiences life. Like,
I just feel like you don't necessarily.
This says it's Sonder.
Yeah, Sonder. That's what
the
it is.
profound feeling of realizing that everyone, including strangers passing in the street, has a life as complex as one's own, which they are constantly living despite one's personal lack of awareness of it.
Yeah, like all of a sudden you just get like a realization of like, oh, like even though this guy at the grocery store seems like an NPC, he has his own life and kids and family and like things going on. But it's like, and obviously I know that, but it's like it just gives me like a weird tingle in my body.
I've never had this like, of course people live, like, of course you have emotions different to my own. You're living a complex life. Like, of course the person going, I think maybe also sometimes I think that leads to like more compassion knowing that. And I'm not saying like you don't know that. I understand that you know it, but like you don't realize it at all times. You're not aware of it as much. But I'm constantly like, I've never not been aware that this person is going through something.
That's crazy to say when I probably have the most compassion between the two of us. And I have this feeling of unawareness of people.
No, I would say I'm more compassionate to strangers. And you're more compassionate to people you actually like know.
I feel like yes, I would agree. I feel like I'm still compassionate to people because like I don't want to listen to like music in public because I know that like offends people. Not like listen to music in public, like play videos off your phone. Like people that play videos off their phone in like a waiting room or something deserve life in prison.
Only bothers me depending on how loud it is. Like I was at the Medi Center the other day and the person had on like one volume, you could barely hear it, and I didn't care.
No, absolutely.
It's no different than someone talking to me. Like if it's at the volume of you talking to someone, that's fine. But like when I went to the States, there was someone in the airport just blasting music.
Yeah, that does not.
Then that pissed me off. But like if it's as quiet as you like me and my mom were talking, that could be just as annoying as the YouTube video. As long as you're like aware of the instance, it's fine with me.
I don't know. I get this
anxiety.
I don't know. It's not
about everything.
Anxiety. Like sometimes you'll just be like, we'll have a full week together, and
you just think that I like go home and shut
like,
off.
No, not even. Well, like
I don't do anything until the next time I see you.
Kind of, but like no, more to the other one where it was like, I just had an entire week with Cassidy. I know exactly who she is, like how she acts, and then all of a sudden, like my brain goes like, what if like
I'm trying to murder you?
She could murder me right now. Like I don't know her true intentions, or like I just randomly one day just started trusting this person with everything, and that goes for everything. The only people that I don't get that with is like my parents. Actually, that's not
savage.
Entirely true because sometimes I have like a separate realization of like it's gonna sound not that like my parents are people. Obviously, they're people, but like that they went through
what you go through,
all the same stuff as me, and they grew up like the same as me. But like I don't know, I just have this like as a child I always thought like old people were just always old people.
I feel like they needed to talk to you more. Like my parents.
Oh my gosh, you're making me sound like I was locked in a dungeon.
My parents shared experience. Like when I was going through something, they shared their experience that was similar to it, that like would help you relate. Like I knew all these things about my parents, which I know your parents, and I know they don't share that kind of stuff, and I think maybe that also doesn't help. Like
could be. I don't know. It probably is linked to all my crazy brain issues. But I don't know. I just get these like just everything just feels like it stops, and you just have this like realization or like moment of like reflection of like,
I already know Lexi's going to text me something about how, yes, she relates to it.
do I know this person? Are they real?
So I'm 100% think it's something about like you're overthinking like the anxiety. Like this feels like something that stems from all of that. And that's why I don't experience it. Because I don't my brain is this.
I don't know. I also think like things are just like cool and interesting though. You don't think anything is interesting
Savage.
in terms of like how things work.
No, I don't need to think about it. Like I hate when people explain things to me overly. Like if you are like, okay, this light switch turns on and off the light. Okay, you don't need to explain to me how it turns on. Like I don't care. I don't need to know that
theory, because then it's like I can apply that somewhere else and I can like make something work, or like
it drives me up a wall when people do it to me.
Even like history, I don't necessarily like learning history in like school, but like I appreciate like why the world is the way it is because of what happened back then. And like I don't know, like how things like structures were built, or like why they were built, or like the culture behind it, and like, but you don't give a shit about.
I think I do, just not to the same extent. Like I just appreciate like more on a surface level. Like you tell me that this happened, and I like this thing was built because of this, and that's it. That's all I need. I don't need like a 10-minute explanation about it. But also, I get a lot of that through reading.
Fictional reading?
Yeah, but most books are based on something. The Poppy War is based on real wars, real genocide that happened in Japan.
Yeah, but I want to know like who's to blame.
This is fair.
Not real. I don't know. I just find it like interesting, and then you can kind of see how like kind of why the world is the way it is today, and like why certain countries don't get along, and like it's like
I do agree with all of that.
And then you can kind of like formulate your own opinions when it comes to.
But staring at a building,
I don't know. I still think like that's cool too. Like going to see like
memorial.
You don't want to go see like an old building that was constructed like a billion years ago. That's part of the self-realization too. Is like if you go see like an old landmark or like something, and you're like standing there and be like when we went to see like Chichen Itza in Mexico, like some Aztec got sacrificed on that thing billions of years ago. We're standing in a pile of blood and bodies, essentially.
I didn't need to see it to realize that. I just knew that already.
It feels so like real, and it feels like you're part of the history, and you're like connected to them.
And so like that thing for me, like it was cool to like walk around. I was good. It was cool for like 5 minutes, but having to sit there for like an hour and a half while someone explained every little detail to me, that's what I don't want to do.
They went a little bit long, but I did appreciate like most of that.
Which so did my aunt who was with us.
It was like, I don't know, it just gave
I didn't even listen.
I don't know, they just really described what went on there, and like then you like it really made you feel that like someone built that with their bare ass hands and stacked those rocks.
Here also different
billions of years ago. Like if I touched that rock, someone that was alive, like that saw dinosaurs touch that rock.
Yeah, but they've also probably touched a lot of our stuff, things that we've.
And I find that interesting. I don't know why, but that gets me going.
Haven't seen you this hyped up in a while.
I get a tingle.
I would also prefer just written words.
No,
which you
I
wouldn't
can't do that because I can't.
Like I would rather there just be a sign that I can read, and I would read it so quickly and then take it in. Like I do like learning some of it. I liked learning like the basketball court side of it, but like I could have just read that on a sign. I did not need.
After that, I came home and watched videos on like Mexico culture and like Chichen Itza and that game for like a week.
Which is so good on you. Like that's really cool. Like, but I just can't.
But if someone would have said like, "Here's a book about how this is," that would have got tossed in the garbage. I would have never read it.
I only would have read it if it was fictional. But
I don't know. I just always have these like realizations of like even things that aren't that old. I'll be like, someone built this like 100 years ago. Or like even like I don't know. Going back to I can't remember where it was. Like I feel like I was in one of my old schools at one point, not too long ago, or something, and it was like. Oh, that's what I can tell you. No, this is what it is. Okay, I got a story that is kind of unrelated, but kind of related.
Okay.
I was home alone, and I meant to tell you this story, but I was saving it for the podcast, and I just forgot about it.
Rude.
I was home alone. My parents were gone. I came upstairs to make breakfast. I hear a knock on the door. I was like, oh, that's weird, but it's probably like Amazon package or something. Open the door, there's a lady standing there. And I was like, someone lost something. They're looking for their dog or something. And she goes, hey, this is really weird. But can I come in your house? I used to live here.
Mm-hmm.
And I
No
was,
way I'm letting
at
that
first,
person
I
in.
was like I didn't know what to say. But she's like, yeah, I used to live here. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys are the original owners. Like, I grew up in that room. She pointed to my old room. She's like, I grew up there. And like, we drive by every now and then because like we grew up here. My great grandma owned this, and yeah, we saw you guys built the garage in the back, and you did all this work, and blah blah blah. Do you mind if I come inside?
And you let
And
her
I
in?
folded. I said yes.
You're worried that me, you've known for 7 years, could kill you one day, but you let a stranger
She
into your room.
seems so nice.
I don't seem nice.
I don't know. She could have easily killed me. I don't know. I let her in the house. I let her in.
I would have told her to come back later, like at a scheduled time.
No, she said she's from Red Deer and she was in town
Next time you're in town,
because
phone me.
so she wanted to see the house because her grandma died. It was either her mom or her grandma.
I don't have enough compassion for this.
See,
You are
this
more
is what I'm
compassionate. I'm like, that person's not coming into this. To be fair, I would have never answered the door in the first place. I do not answer the door unless it's the male guy, and only when someone tells me that I'm supposed to be expecting him.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, sure. I don't know. I don't know. I just folded. And I let her in, and she's like, yeah, my grandma used to sit right there in the rocking chair.
So sad and tragic, and I would have been like, get out of my house with your trauma dumping. I'm a terrible person.
And then she's like, there used to be the china cabinet right here, and me and my dad or my grandpa wrote a handwritten note on this, and we stuck it in the china cabinet. It was like built into the wall, and I see you guys took it down. Did you happen to find the note? And I was like, I don't think so, but I can ask my parents. Like, oh yeah, let me know if you guys find the note. Here's my number. So then she left her number too, and then she walked through the kitchen and stood and looked out the back window. She's like, yeah, you still have the old brown shed. We used to play in there, and like it had the creaky doors. And she was just describing everything in my house, like she lived there for 20 years, which she obviously did, but I don't know. And then yeah, she left, and I'm alive.
I don't know what to say about that experience. Like, I'm not good in any situation like this. So.
But then all day I was just thinking about like, damn, other people lived in this house, and I had this realize obviously
well, yeah,
people
other
lived in the
people
house,
lived in your house.
but it's like this like euphoric like I don't want to say sensation. That sounds
like,
weird, but it's like this weird like.
What does it say to
feeling.
you that you have to experience it yourself to actually understand that? Like, you had to see someone come into your house to actually understand. Like, I don't have to do that. Like, I get that someone lived in my house before.
Have we not realized that my brain doesn't work properly by now?
No, it works perfectly fine. It just works
For
differently.
in episode 7, I think every single time we've talked about how my brain does not work properly.
Also, I think the comments are always on your side, and they're like, I wish I was like Cassidy. I think it's my brain that doesn't work. I just like... I can't say that. No.
What?
I just
We
like,
can
I'm
say
not
it.
compassionate enough. Like,
You would just slam the door in that person's face and said, see you, bitch.
like, I don't really want to hear the stories about you living in my house. Like,
I
I don't
find that
care
stuff
about them.
Interesting, though. Like, that's what I'm saying about, like, history. That's, like, history that happened, like she was, like, 40-something. So 40, 50 years ago. Like, not even that old. But it's, like, I don't know. You just have this, like...
I'm self-centered. It's fine.
Of, like, damn, someone... And this was someone's thing, and now we changed it all. Like, all their hard work and, like...
I'm definitely self-centered. It's fine. I get it.
It was, like... It was an odd experience, but I felt wholesome after.
I think a lot of people will
like
agree with you.
I did something good in my life.
My parents have talked to the people who own this house. Like, they always like to say the stories that he's come and told us about building the house, blah, blah, blah. It's just me. Someone built my house, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have these moments of realization about, like...
I also feel like we've talked a lot about you wanting to, like, leave a mark on the world somehow.
Yeah.
And, I don't feel... Like, I just am living my life to live my life.
That's part of my... my will or need to do YouTube or something, or music. Then I have something that's gonna, like, last beyond me forever. It'll probably get buried under all the other videos or whatever. Who knows? In 200 years, the internet might not exist. There might be something bigger and better, or the world could have exploded by then.
Maybe you should write a book.
But videos on the internet most likely will last forever. And I don't know. I feel like that's cool. Maybe that's part of my self-centeredness of wanting to do YouTube.
I don't think
know.
you're self-centered. That's me.
I also don't know what half the words mean that I say. I just say them.
That's fair.
So I can't read, and I would never be able to read a book. I don't know. That just clicked to my mind that you said that.
You'd never be able to read a book? I said to write.
Yeah, I said I can't read a book, so I'd never be able to write one.
You get a ghostwriter.
That doesn't...
The other thing I was going to talk about was that, like, I don't have any nostalgia, which also, I think, plays into some of that. Like, I don't feel nostalgia for items or things or, like, where, like, I know, like, you have some of the stuff from, like, some of our dates in, like, a drawer and things like that. I throw everything out. Like, I have no, like, what does... It lives up here. I don't need to, like, have something of it.
But if you get to, like, see that item or touch or hold it again, it, like, re-brings all those memories back.
See,
Like, I could see it in that lady's eyes when she walked in the house. Like, she was reliving her childhood.
It doesn't do that for me.
It felt good for me to, like, let her do that.
I love that for you. But, like, I don't experience that. Like, it's here.
You don't think... I've thought about this, too, like, when I have to move out or, like, in 50 years, like... I've thought about this when I was younger, like, that I would want to come back and, like, see the house. Not see the house, but at least, like, drive by it. And, like, every time we go back to where my parents are from, we usually drive past...
Their old houses.
My mom's old house, and like my dad's where he grew up is still owned by someone in our family, so they get to like actually experience it that way. But
this is just a place that I'm living. Like my memories are, all my experiences are up here. I've experienced them. I remember them. I don't need to like
yeah.
There's no like, I'm not visual about it, I guess.
When I move out, I'm definitely gonna have some like,
oh yeah, you're gonna cry,
nostalgia about leaving my house.
Oh yeah, you're gonna cry like a baby.
Oh my gosh, relax. I don't know.
You are. I'm gonna be like sad that I'm leaving my cats, and you're gonna be just depressed for
now take
2
that
weeks.
feeling and just apply that to like living space. The sadness you feel for your cats, that's what I feel about my experiences in my life in that location.
I understand, I just don't feel it. But most people feel it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that you're gonna spin the wheel. We only got one more thing on there, so we might as well just go into that next.
Oh, Mile High Vegas wins.
Mile High Vegas. Do you want to take
so confused.
any guesses?
Hopefully you didn't have a Mile High in Vegas, because I wasn't there.
Maybe I did.
Rude.
I saw a TikTok last night, sometime in my life. I saw a TikTok that
I can't even remember.
Did
it even exist? Was
I
it
think
real?
Was
it a person?
I don't know if it was from like
life?
someone's experience or if it was like an ad from a company. But anyways, long story short, there's a company in Vegas that will pick you up from your hotel, drive you to an airport, provide champagne, all the stuff, lay out a red carpet, private jet, put you in there for like a couple hours, and you can join the Mile High Club.
I mean, it's genius.
That is the service.
It's literally genius. But like, also, I would.
And then they give you a certificate after.
It's like less fun though. And
that's what all the comments were like. I feel like the thrill is like not being caught on like a jumbo jet of like 300 people.
Most celebrities who are in it did it on their private jets, but yeah.
But that's essentially the company. But the thing that I found was hilarious was they showed pictures of the inside of the plane, and the thing that separated you from the pilot was like a curtain.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So someone's getting their shit blown out, and the pilot is just listening to it all.
I feel like I would still go to the bathroom to do it. I feel like to have the real Mile High experience, you have to be doing it in the bathroom.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Probably, but like, I think it was like a 3-hour, 4-hour thing. Like, what are you going to do for the other 3 hours? I feel like you got to make use of this time.
Well, they probably have like, okay, so we're just doing it for 4 hours straight?
Maybe like,
oh my God.
One at the start and one at the end. I don't know. What else are you going to do for 4 hours on a plane?
Read a book, watch a movie, drink champagne, talk. You're in a whole private jet. It's not like a regular plane. What do you do when we flew to Thailand?
Play on my phone. I can do that on the ground.
You can. You can also fuck on the ground.
That was savage.
Well, you don't have to be in an
That
airplane to
was-
have sex with someone.
That was just
Well, because you're acting like you have to go up into this airplane to do this thing. You're like, I can play games. You can also.
but it's like a I feel like that's like a bucket list for everyone. Like maybe not. That's not what I mean. I don't know. It's just like this thing that everyone like
Yeah, it's a bucket list.
thinks about. Why I would like. That was just funny how you answered. But if you're on there for 4 hours, like I feel like you got to make use of your time. You know what I'm saying?
do not want to bang for 4 hours.
Not 4
so-
hours. You only need 5 minutes, if that.
Less. Easily less.
So you got 5 minutes to start, 5 minutes in the middle, and 5 minutes at the end.
No, I only need 5 minutes total.
You get like 5 at the start for like the initial like hype and experience. 1 for like an intermission break, and then 1 for the sunset.
I feel like after you've done it once, there's no want to do it again.
This is fair.
Like, just take me down at this point. Like, we can just
Just land the plane. We only need to go up for 5 minutes.
literally
That's it.
circle around once and then land me down. But I think the other experience with that would be in a private jet. Like, you'd be in a private jet for the first time,
Yeah.
and you don't get to experience that. So I think that's part of the fun. Like, they
That would be
probably
cool.
like,
Do you think you could mile high on a helicopter?
yes,
Do you think that would work? Or be like functional?
yes, but the pilot would definitely be able to hear you.
The
The pilot would be
You
watching.
would have a 3-person mile high club going on up there.
But like, why wouldn't it be functional? Like,
You're like seatbelted in, and if like, what if the helicopter rolls a little bit and you fall out the side?
this is true. This is true. Okay, I'll give you that.
Like you're like mid go, and then all of a sudden
Maybe
someone tips out
a-
of the side.
company needs to come up with like special seat belts
Like,
so you
Mile
can be
High
seat
Club
belted
helicoptering.
on someone.
Oh my gosh!
Could share
This
a
could be
seat
your
belt.
book. Make a fantasy book about Mile High. That's all they read
In a
about anyways.
helicopter?
Is Mile High on a dragon.
I think that happens. I don't think that would be an original scene.
Okay, well, I don't know. Make it on some other mythical creature, like a centaur. Or a troll.
I feel like you do not have a dirty enough mind. Like, they
Yeah,
made
you're right.
potato
People are fucking with
smut.
potatoes and french fries.
Jen.
Would you pay for the Mile High Club service? If that company said, like, for... Okay, first question. Would you do it? B, if you would, what is, like, a reasonable price for it? What are you willing to pay to do that?
I'm not willing to pay for the Mile High service, but I'd be willing to pay for a private jet.
No, but you could just get a pirate. I feel like that's not the question. That defeats the purpose of the question.
My answer is
You-
no then. Like, I'm
you
not
wouldn't do
willing
it?
to pay for them to just
What if
take
it
me
was
up
free?
in the... Well, yeah, because there's a private jet, so I'm going up.
But are you using it as the Mile High function?
I mean, if we're up there, sure, but, like, that's not the purpose of me going.
Like,
As I said, too, like, I feel like it's, like, half the fun is sneaking into the bathroom, so...
I agree.
But also, I don't think I could ever do it, because, like, everyone would know.
Well, it would just be you and the pilot.
Well, no, like,
Unless you
I
posted
meant,
your
like...
certificate after.
Oh,
like
I'm
Instagram.
100%.
Like the paper they give you, and then you're like, yay, and we take a picture with the pilot after. It's like
Our
he's
threesome.
holding the certificate, and we're on each side of him, like an escape room.
There's also probably the, like, stewardess is...
I don't think there was any. Like I don't know. The picture was literally like, the pilot goes in, closes the curtain. It's one pilot.
I mean, they probably
and
can't
the
hear
whole
anything.
plane is empty. It's not a big plane. Whole plane is empty with like red velvet carpet, which honestly, after a few, I'd want to be the first one to use the service because that carpet is going to be nasty after.
Has to be dry cleaned.
So,
I really meant like the actual like sneaking into the bathroom. I don't think I would do because people would
Oh,
know.
that
But
interesting service though. This is the most Vegas thing I've ever heard though.
honestly, not a bad idea though.
No, I feel like that's a great idea. I wonder how much it costs.
Next thing you know, it'll be the Mile High experience, but Elvis will be your pilot, who might.
What the fuck does Elvis have to do with it? And do you have a weird Elvis king?
Everyone
What
in
is-
Vegas has an Elvis kink. I feel like Elvis is everywhere.
What?
Like Elvis marries you.
I don't even know who Elvis is.
Elvis Presley.
Theo, like, I know who he is, but I don't know who he is.
Like, there's always, like, you can get married by Elvis. Like,
What?
It's, like, a whole thing in Vegas.
Is he from Vegas? Or is it just because he's, like, a famous person? And, like,
I don't know.
why is he coined with Vegas? I'm taken back. I don't even know what.
This is Theo's first time on the podcast. Only Miley's been here before. Good little sniffs.
Theo, you're pretty soft today.
He's always shocked.
Do we have anything else?
I think that's it. That's the end of the wheel. Tell us if you want to bring the wheel back.
Do we like the wheel? Can we get a like and subscribe for the wheel?
Yeah. Tell us what we should put on the wheel next time.
If you guys got topics or current events or anything you want us to talk about, tell Cassidy or I somewhere or in the comments. That would probably make the most sense. Put it in the comments.
Any little games that you see?
TikTok games, anything. Thanks for watching.